Many think IFA, the International Fund for Animal Welfare, is responsible for all marine rescues in this area. But that's not true. They really only rescue mammals. All the other misfits are left to agencies like NECWA. How did this organization come to be?
We do a lot of things. We combine research and rescue with educational outreach with conservation, and it's really easy to do all three. So we have interns that we're working with, high school and college. We teach them everything we know. That's part of our educational piece. We also do over 100 programs for children and adults of all ages each season. And it's really important to connect with the community and let them know what we're doing and provide some of the information that we know. We're doing rescues. It's very important to rescue these marine misfits. We're picking up the misfit animals, the animals that no other organization will tackle because there's no money in it. Ocean sunfish are not endangered, they're not protected in our waters. Their numbers are decreasing worldwide, but we don't fish the species, we don't really target the species in any way. So the work that NECWA is doing is so important because we're actually on the front lines, boots on the ground with the community doing this work. Well, Mola Mola is the scientific name for the ocean sunfish, and it's the common sunfish. There's 5 different species of ocean sunfish worldwide, and they keep finding new species every few years. They're very unusual fish. Very little information is known about their biology and their ecology, and so they're really quite captivating. An ocean sunfish starts off as a little fry, a little baby fish, and it has spikes and things like that, and as the fish grows it absorbs those spikes and it grows into that big beautiful animal. But it looks like somebody who was creating it took a coffee break halfway through. You know, got the head, we got the fins, and then oh yeah, let's go. Whoops, forgot to finish this one. The common mola, the ocean sunfish that is in our waters, is here from April, May through September, October, but they really need to get out. It's getting too cold. They have that big eye the size of an orange, and they're very curious. They can actually poke that eye out a little bit and kind of rotate it. They have the most amazing muscles connected to the eye and tendons. They can also sink the eye. They don't have an eyelid, but they can sink the eye, which I think you saw, and then the tissue kind of closes over it to protect the eye. But I think what's really interesting about ocean sunfish is that they're very curious, and they have their own personalities. It's like moving a big boat when she comes to the dock, but once they hit the beach, when the tide slips away and there's no water under them, then it's you and 600 pounds. So you really have to pounce as quick as you can, and that's why today's rescue was so helpful, because the harbor master relayed information from mid-Cape about this animal being stuck in a very bad place that goes dry at low tide, but they reported it at high tide. And that gave us a lot of time to get everything in position, get people in the water, and actually rescue that fish before we lost all the water out from under us.
We pretty much always have our gear ready to go ahead of time. And then I got in the kayak first, and I thought I was going to be able to grab the fish, but it was still high tide. So the shallow areas that are normally shallow were actually like 10 feet or more. So then Marissa got in a kayak, and then Ben, who is actually our sponsor, he's with Paddle Cape Cod. He came in and he helped, and he also got in a kayak for us.
So I've been part of NECWA now for 2 years. I've founded my company back in 2019 when I graduated from Nauset High School. And it just makes sense that in the fall, when they're not being used on tours or on rentals, that we donate them to Krill and her team, and that they're able to use them to go actually get to the sunfish.
We essentially, what we did was we kind of guided it and pushed it closer to shore until I was able to stand, and then I jumped out. We have that rescue hoop that we have, so it'll kind of float the fish up the surface, but it'll keep its mouth submerged. So Marissa got out and she helped me, and we put the fish on the hula hoop. And then once we did that, I took that tagging crayon, the purple one, and I rubbed the fish's dorsal fin on both sides, all up and down it, so that if it comes back, we know that we've seen it before. So we got the lily pad out behind the boat, and then I put the fish in the hula hoop onto the lily pad.
Keep an eye on her.
We have an automatic water pump, so we took that and we put it in the fish's mouth to make sure that it still had water. And then I rode with the fish, keeping an eye on it, making sure the hose stayed in its mouth, and we brought it out to deeper water and we said goodbye.
How hard is it to hold on? It seems like a very physical thing to do.
So at first, when I was like on top of the fish and stuff, it was harder. But once I moved and I sat in front of the fish and I was holding it that way, it was pretty easy.
Twist it. Wiggle side to side. Same. It's like a shake. And then you gotta up in the water for a second, push down and out. Very nice job.
It's very easy to manhandle even a 1,000-pound fish. You just get a strap around them, and now you have all the control. We rescued an ocean sunfish in Broad Cove and Onset, and I had two little black and white pilot fish that were traveling with the ocean sunfish. And when we grabbed the ocean sunfish, he was a little feisty guy. I called him Bear because every time we grabbed him, he'd just get really upset. He put up quite a ruckus, but those pilot fish abandoned Bear very quickly.
That would be last week in Little Buttermilk Bay. That fish was probably the biggest fish that I've seen, and Krill and I handled that. It was a beauty. It was over 1,000 pounds.
Anytime we can get a fish out into deeper water, it's a success.
So this is a good day.
It's a good day.